How to build self-love for men. I was having a conversation with a client and we're talking about self-love. It was something that he was lacking. Everyone's situation is different. So if you're interested in working with my team of coaches and you can click the link in the description and learn more about that. Now, if you don't love yourself, then there isn't anything else for anyone else to love because you're simply a figment of who you are. You're living someone else's life. You're being inauthentic. You're not upholding and owning your boundaries, your personal power. So when you have self-love, others can feel it. You give off this great vibe and energy about you that attracts others into your life. Self-love is attractive. Self-love is sexy. Self-love is what is lacking in men today. A basic definition of self-love is having a high regard for your own happiness and well-being, showing up to your own needs and not sacrificing your needs in order to please others. You can think of self-love as the absence of destructive habits, beliefs, and behaviors, because it is simply letting go of that which does not serve you that allows you to show up to life more fully. The big problem with self-love for men is the way that they go about achieving it, which is seeking external validation to measure their worth and status in society. So looking to others to validate themselves, external validation. Now, this is very dangerous because that's a variable, whether or not other people are going to validate you or love you, because you can't control other people. And if that is how you're measuring your worth, your level of love with yourself is looking to others, then you are for sure going down a path of disappointment and possibly pain and suffering. And you can see how this can cause men to be weak and needy at times when that validation or that love is being taken away from that man, because then he's going to chase it. He's going to, oh my gosh, you're taking away the validation. You're taking away my status. You're taking away my love. So we must chase it. This belief can cause us to take some of our worst actions that we end up regretting, such as if a woman is withdrawing and you start chasing and you start taking all these weak and needy actions that further push her away. If your primary source of love comes from others externally, and this is what validates you and makes you feel alive and happy, then you are simply a slave to other people. And this could even be a romantic partner. This could be in work. This could be your social life. This could be your family. You must generate the self-love from within in order for you to own your power as a man and not be a slave, not be needy, not be weak in the presence of others simply because they're withdrawing the validation and love that we all seek as humans. So I'm not saying that you can't have love from others. Definitely embrace the love and the validation from others, but it should not be the primary source of your own self-love. That should come from yourself. That should come from within, because this can go down a dangerous path. If you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself and you're seeking it externally, then you're going to struggle in relationships, because how can a man be attractive if the thing that gives him love can be taken away from him at any time? You are always going to be putting others on a pedestal, chasing needy, weak behaviors and actions that are going to further push people away from you. And then that's going to cause even more harm, because you're going to feel like you're not validated. You're going to feel completely rejected. You're going to feel abandoned. You're going to feel like you have lost your source of love, which can be an extremely painful feeling for a man and cause him to fall into a downward spiral of needy and weak actions. You can't give your oxygen supply to other people and hope that they always have your best interests in mind. I think what's online and what's available is really weak. Okay, there's a lot of positive affirmations, writing down things about how you love yourself and you're going to own your power and all this. That doesn't really change anything. That there's no action, there's no result. It's simply just saying words to hopefully change your mindset. Hopefully that happens. So I don't think positive affirmations is a great way to own your self-love. And I see other things like getting a massage or taking a warm bath with a candle or treating yourself to dessert. That's not self-love. That's really just pampering yourself. For instance, if I'm in a toxic relationship, yet I get a massage every week, that's not really self-love. That's just me learning how to cope with this toxic relationship. What you would want to do is get out of that toxic relationship or try to repair it. That would be looking after your own well-being and happiness far greater than a massage. A massage happens and then that's it. But changing your relationship or getting out of a toxic relationship would have significant long-term benefit to your life. I think self-love plays the biggest role where you can get the most benefit of self-love when it comes to the big things in life, not the small things like getting a massage or lighting a candle in a hot bath, but who is going to be your romantic partner? What are you going to do for work, your family and social relationships? Making changes in these areas would provide far greater return over the course of your life than just doing some of the small things like getting a massage and lighting a candle. So let's talk about how you can do that. And what it boils down to is pretty simple. In order to really own your self-love and generate it from within, I believe that you have to create evidence consistently that you can take the right actions that would benefit your well-being and happiness. And what happens is over time, from living in alignment to your values, it starts to become easier and easier and easier to get your needs met, and you become better at it to the point where it becomes second nature. Where for someone who is chasing validation, seeking approval of others, being very people-pleasing, this would be actually really hard to do, to stand up for themselves, to set and reinforce boundaries, to really own their well-being and happiness would be difficult for someone who doesn't live this way. So in summary, living in alignment to your values is the ultimate form of self-love because you're actually doing things that show I love myself. I can take the right action, and that action benefits my life and improves my own well-being and happiness. Where if you're living out of alignment, you're likely living someone else's life. Self-love is about owning your life and living your life to the fullest. Without it, you're really just a shell, a figment of who you really are. So you want to act in integrity with what you know you need to do versus what you actually do. And when you do that, it creates and builds more confidence that you can take the right actions that would benefit your own well-being and happiness over time. And the more that you do this, the easier it becomes and the more self-love you would generate for yourself. So you can see when we look at getting love and validation from other people or externally, that it's simply not going to work because they're likely to not always take actions that are in alignment to your values. You are the only one who can do that consistently. You can own that part of your life. And others who do love you and do validate you, it's just bonus. Okay, but first, you've got to own it yourself. And if you don't own it yourself, then no one's owning it. You just can't hand over the keys to your own well-being and happiness to other people and hope that they're always going to make the best decisions for your well-being and happiness. You've got to be the one who can consistently show up and take the right actions for yourself. It becomes easier over time, but in the beginning, it can be quite hard. It can be difficult to love yourself when you do have flaws and imperfections that you're not proud of. But I want to reframe it into this. As long as you are aware of these flaws and imperfections and you are making progress on them, then you're living in alignment to your values. So self-love is not about perfection. In fact, it's anything but that. It's actually just really owning and valuing your own imperfections and making progress on them. But those are what make you who you are. And other people can really appreciate the fact that you're aware of your own flaws and imperfections, but you are progressing, you are working on them. And when you are living in alignment with your actions, you are building that self-love. Other people can feel it. You're attracting other positive people. You're detracting negative people. You're more capable of adding value to other people from a non-needy place, which is very attractive. If you can give value to others and not expect anything in return, you're simply just giving. That is going to make you a lot more attractive. That's going to make you really stand out versus someone who is constantly criticizing himself, judging himself, comparing himself to other people. This is all really just depleting your own life energy, the vigor and the vibrancy of your own life. So instead of looking to others or comparing ourselves to others, we just want to look at, hey, Am I progressing? Am I taking actions in alignment with my values, no matter how big or small? Because at the end of the day, small actions lead to big actions. And so if we can start now, over time, we can really start generating that self-love to the point where it becomes second nature and it's simply just a part of who we are. Some examples of living in alignment could be, one, just stop chasing. Stop chasing other people and instead be the man that you would want to meet, right? Be the person who you would be proud of being friends with or dating. Stop being interested in people who aren't interested in you. End relationships with people who do not respect you and take you for granted. Set and enforce personal boundaries based off your values. This is really going to help you with self-love, really help you get your needs met because you're looking after your own well-being and happiness. One question that really helps me is, if I loved myself at a level 10 out of 10, what action would I take? And the answer to that is likely the action that is most in alignment with your values. So that's something you can look at whenever you're being treated a certain way or something challenging is happening to you, or you have to make a tough decision, whether it's in your life, your relationships, your work. If I loved myself at a level 10, what action would I take? A common mistake I see with self-love is thinking that it's about being better than others, or you're egotistical now, or you're a narcissist now. It's all about you. And that's further from the truth. If you think you're better than others, I mean, you're just selfish. So it's about owning your power. It's about owning your own boundaries. It's about looking after your own well-being and happiness in order to show up fully for others and do it from a healthy place. Self-love has nothing to do with one-upping others. It's more about being with others and being able to show up fully with them. Self-love is really like a plant. It's something that you water daily and then it grows. And your self-love can grow and grow and grow. And we want to get to a place where the majority of the time you are taking actions in alignment with your values. It's going to be hard. You're not going to be able to do it every single time, but at least we can be aware and we can show up more to the big decisions in life. And over time, this is going to make it easier and easier. Guys, if you like this video, give it a like. You can comment below what are some ways that you are generating self-love for yourself in the comments. I'll take a look. And if you'd like to go deeper with me and my team of coaches, click the link in the description and you'll watch a presentation and you'll have an opportunity to speak with one of our coaching staff members. So guys, live in alignment to your values and you cannot go wrong. All right. That's how you build the self-love. That's how you do it. Until next time.